Yeah. Up on the rooftop, city lights flicker, chilling with the homies, vibes getting thicker, beg to fly fast, words cut deeper, night in the trap, all the secrets we keep, bruh. View so high, eagle's perspective, laughs echo loud, night so reflective, world down there, feeling so selective, tongue sharp as knives, dialogue dissective.
Wow. All right. Never done this before. It's not working.
What are we?
Ooh,
What are you doing?
Some atmosphere. Hokey dokes. Hokey dokes.
I don't know if that's doing much of anything right now.
Not of anything.
I don't think it's the air. The air has taken that immediately away. Right, okay, be cloudy if you want to.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's put it back up. Cheers.
Cheers.
All
Welcome
right.
to Rooftop Banter, episode 10.
10. Okay. I like the number 10.
I was saving episode 10 for the most special guest possible. We got, as everyone, I don't need to introduce her, but you guys already know, April Miller.
Most of them don't.
Most people know you. Most people know who you are. Come on. For those of you that don't know, April Miller, she goes by many, many things, but mainly a model from the DMV that also is in charge of coaching models, runway shows, and events in general.
Events in general, yes. Guess I got my start really early in life because my mother was a model. So I got to model in a lot of different things and see a lot of different things growing up. But I think my most memorable as a child was modeling at a Tea for Ladies at Saks Fifth Avenue.
Oh my gosh.
And Diana Ross was the host.
Oh.
So I was the only kid there, and she called me up on stage in my little frou-frou dress, and I have a picture from that day and everything.
Huh.
But yeah.
You said 15?
No, I was like 5.
5?
Like 5.
Goodness gracious.
It's DC.
Is this necessary?
It's DC.
Is this necessary? Let's see. Let's get a shot. Let's get a shot just so that we get some.
It's not an ambulance, so.
How unnecessary.
It's not an ambulance, so at least that means
How
they get a
unnecessary.
shot. There's no one shot.
They're just tired of sitting in traffic.
Yes.
But welcome to the rooftop.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the invite.
And so your first time was Saks Avenue. That was your first time you remember modeling.
That's my most memorable.
Most memorable.
Yeah, as a child.
And since then, the reason I met you is we're gonna get into that in a minute. But King Marvino said that he met you back when you were, the queen of everything.
I don't know if it was the queen of everything, but yes, I met him in my, I won't even call it prime, my 20s, let's say that. I don't even know if I can call it my prime.
Amen.
I think now is my prime. I'm actually
knowing
who I am.
Yeah.
So I think now is my prime.
Absolutely.
Being able to say no and stand behind saying no. Like no is a whole sentence.
Mm-hmm.
But meeting him and his personality has never wavered. Like he's an amazing individual, a good soul. It's never wavered.
Yeah. So do you remember your first time meeting King Marvino? How much did you do between Saks Avenue, obviously a whole career of modeling, and do you remember when you met him? 20
something.
So between 5 and 20 something. We'll say almost 20 years.
Between pageants and Barbizon and high school fashion shows.
Okay.
All of the producers in DC, so Glenn Jackson, Harvey Starr Washington, Fashion Week, DC Fashion Week, Maryland Fashion Week, Baltimore Fashion Week, tons and countless designers, because I don't want to name them because I know I'll leave somebody out.
You'll be here all night.
But yeah, so just from that point forward, I remember my first show with Harvey Starr Washington, and I was so excited. I was in college, and I invited my parents to come. And he did not pay attention to me at all through all of the rehearsals we had. And the designers get there, they're like, oh my gosh, we love her size. I was like all of 90 pounds back then.
Oh.
And they pulled out this dress, and it was literally like a lace curtain.
Oh,
so it's completely see-through.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is before thongs were really, really a thing.
Okay.
So this is, 90? It was before 2000, let's say that.
Okay, in the 90s.
Like in the 90s sometime. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I have a thong, because clearly Victoria's Secret was starting to be the thing, so you put on the thong. and my dad, they bought front row seats. And
oh my gosh.
I am walking down, and this dress had to be as thin as I was, so it can only put one foot in front of the other. So it was like the Doom walk. And back then, there was just a spotlight. There was this huge spotlight. It was like the spotlight that they use for the clubs. It was at the end of the runway. So all you saw was the light hitting my body with this sheer dress on. So I have no top on. I have this thong on.
Oh my.
And my dad stands up his coat, my baby! And my stepmother and mother are like, oh God, sit down. And he's standing up with his coat. And he was like, oh no, I can't stay. I can't stay. I have to go.
No.
And I remember seeing him on the side of the runway, and I'm just walking down, and I walk back, and then all of a sudden you see my ass. Like, so it goes from seeing my boobs to seeing my ass. And he was just like, I'm done.
Of course.
I can't do this anymore.
I'm done. I can't handle it anymore.
And I was like, oh my gosh. But I think that also helped because I was like, I didn't care. Like, it's a body. Like,
yeah. Enjoy body.
I wasn't nude, but I was nude-ish.
Right, for that time.
But it
in the
took
90s?
me 2 months to legitimately, I don't know if we rehearsed for 2 months, but it felt like 2 months that we rehearsed, and this guy did not pay any attention to me, and somehow or another, the day of the show, he was like, well, where was that walk the whole time? And I was like, we've been rehearsing for like 3 hours every weekend. Like, I know how to walk. Like, I don't understand what this is.
Right.
And he's like, okay, put her in this thing. And I was like, oh, sorry. I remember calling my best friend at the time. I called her back and I was like, I'm going to walk out in this half-naked dress.
Yeah.
And I just look out for everybody.
Yeah, for real.
Like, what? So I was engaged at the time, like the whole nine. And so my fiance said, like, everybody's there.
Oh.
And I was just like, I'm just gonna walk out, and this is pre-cell phone, so like, I mean, like,
Okay.
there's no like, I'm coming out now. And it was very like,
Oh my gosh.
here's the moment.
Wow.
All right, but I had already given her the notice, like, all right, I'm gonna walk out with this, like, it was like a doily. It was like a thing about doily lace as a dress.
Okay. Yeah, very lingerie.
But it was a full gown. It was like, you know,
A full gown of lingerie. Yeah.
But it was no V cut. It was literally nothing showing other than the fact that it was a doily
Okay.
cut into a dress.
Interesting. Wow. And for that time, it was probably like the
Probably the most risque
showstopper
thing ever.
Yeah, the
yes.
showstopper of the whole
And
night.
I was like, oh my God.
And you had no idea you were going to be put in that?
No, like, we didn't find out what our clothes were until the day of.
Oh my God, of course.
And so it was like, okay, well, here we are. I have this dress, and I have to now tell someone. Like, I can't tell my dad and my stepmom, like, because, you know, they're going to clearly freak out. Like, I think I might have been 19, maybe 20.
Okay.
But even at that, it was like, I'm still the kid, so I shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And they definitely completely melted.
Oh
But
my
my
gosh.
mom was so excited to see me walk. She was just in awe. But my dad was like, oh my God. And I don't think my dad came into another show probably until my 30s. Like, I don't think my dad came to another fashion show that I was in until later.
Did that bring your confidence? Did it help? Did it help or did it hurt?
It didn't do anything. I mean, again, it's just more so like I would never want anyone I'm talking to, or even my parents, to be embarrassed by what I did. So
Absolutely.
there was definitely some things I just didn't invite them to.
Yeah, I'd rather you just not come.
Yeah.
Instead of being uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like, I mean, there's a lot of photos online of me being topless, which is very weird. But I just stopped inviting them to things because I never wanted them to be uncomfortable.
Right.
At the end of the day, I still have to look at my parents and do all of that. So it definitely stopped them from like.
Yeah, I'll tell my parents I'm in a show. I don't expect them to go. But there was a time when they came to one of my shows, I was like, oh my God. I didn't expect you to be here.
Oh no, my mom, when I first started Fashion Week, my mom was like at every show, and she would walk up to the door and be like, I'm April's mom.
Oh.
Like, what is happening? And so someone would be like, your mom's here. I was like, I could feel her here. And she walks in with like this plate of Sunday food, because Fashion Week, most of the shows were on Sundays. The shows I would invite her to were Sundays.
Okay.
She would come with Sunday dinner on a plate and be like, eat your food, eat your food. And I'm like, Mommy, I can't eat mashed potatoes and fried chicken right now. You have to stop. And she's like, you have to eat your food. I'm not leaving till you take a bite. And she would stand here with this plate, and I'm like, what is happening right now? But it turned into a thing where I created so many friends during that time, and like during modeling in general, because I like I said, I've modeled with so many local designers that when most of my friends would go down, my mom would scream their names because she knew them. And so she's screaming, ah! And so they would have to look at her. So I literally told my mom, I was like, Mommy, you have to stop screaming. So I would stop putting her, initially I would put her on the front row, like I would pick a seat, like this is her seat, she's gonna sit there. But she would distract me because she would always scream their names.
Oh, geez.
And so I had to start moving her, but she wouldn't stop screaming your name until you looked at her. So I made this thing where I would walk and I would look over at her and I would wink. so that she would literally stop saying people's names. So she would just say it until you looked at her.
Okay.
Like you had to acknowledge
her, yeah.
And she would not stop until that moment.
Oof.
So, yeah.
Man, this win is gonna be the death of me someday.
Let's hope not.
Hopefully not.
Let's hope
but
not.
so your mom needed to be acknowledged in these moments.
Yes.
That's good. That's a good thing. She was like, I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here. Why?
Yes,
don't you see me?
And I am. And this is whose mother I am. Pay attention to me.
April's mother.
Pay attention to me.
So do you have a goal for like your 2025? Like what's something that you haven't done that's on your to-do list for 2025?
Oh wow. I don't really have one. Like I don't have
no to-do list yet.
No.
Nothing yet. You just want to kill it. The end of the year.
The end of the year is happen on a good note. I mean, this has been years of testing the waters, I guess is the best way to put it.
There you go.
But no, I don't have. I think now my biggest thing is having my parents around. Like, I mean, so mom has dementia, my dad has Alzheimer's. So it's one of those, like, a good day is just remembering my name. Like, I'm like, hey, cool, all right,
oh my God.
Cool.
Are you their dependent?
I am not.
Okay.
So my dad lives with my stepmom, so God bless her.
Amen.
I know she screams for help all the time. But my mom lives with my uncle, and so it's like I'm not making a move, and they won't make a move until I say so. So literally last week, I spent my week in the hospital with her, and for the first 2 days, she literally didn't know her name. Her name was my name, and she spelt it. And she says, "My name is April, A-P-R-I," and she spelled it, and I was like, well, there we go. At least she knows a name. So whatever name she says it is, at least she knows a name.
Okay.
And so for 2 days, her name was my name, and I was like,
how old is your
go
mom?
with it. She is, I don't know, 64.
Okay.
64.
Okay, and your dad?
My dad is 75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you remember how old they were when they met?
They met, my mom was 22 and my dad was something, I don't know.
Okay.
So,
wow.
whatever that was.
It's incredible. Are they both from the DMV area?
Yes.
No way.
So I'm a third generation Washingtonian, and so my parents grew up here,
That's
my
amazing.
grandparents grew up here.
That's amazing.
All of my family is really still here. We don't have anyone that lives out of town, technically.
Whoa.
I
just got my
cousin.
DC license. So.
No, everyone's like, what? I'm like, no, I know exactly. I know my uncle still lives in my mother's childhood house. Like, they still live in the same house that they grew up in.
God.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow. Yeah. So, back to King Marvino.
Mm-hmm.
You said that that's when you were feeling alive when you met him, and his character has been the same since then.
Yes.
Do you know how many shoots you've done with him? Because
I don't know.
I don't think I could even pick the number.
No.
I've known him for way less time than you have.
And you've probably done more in the last couple of years than I did.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The last couple of years, I've been definitely focused on corporate America, probably more than I should have been. But
that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. The wallet needs some food
Yes.
sometimes, you know?
Yes.
You gotta feed your wallet occasionally,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
Your wallet can starve for a long time, but a little bit of food is helpful occasionally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the most memorable was we did a photo shoot on a farm.
Cool.
On a farm, and I remember we were in heels, and I was like, I clearly dressed weird all the time, and for some reason I had these rain boots, and I was like, I'm going to bring these rain boots because I don't like being cold.
Okay.
Clearly, I'm on a rooftop in November, but I don't like being cold, and I put these rain boots on for whatever reason, and he was like, "Oh, keep those on with the dress," and I was like,
yeah, don't move.
Okay. Don't move.
Don't move.
Stay right there.
Stay right there.
And me being weird, I'm climbing in like a wheelbarrow and like all this other stuff, and I was just like, he's like, I like it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my God. I wish he was here. He's one of the busiest people I know.
Yes.
But it is so fun. I've tried to tell him before. It's a different dimension. When you're with him, it's a whole different dimension. Like, I've never ever been able to describe what it's like when someone says, "What is it like shooting with King Marvino?" I can't. There's no words to describe it.
It is a different. It's an. I want to say it's an out of body experience. It's literally an out of personality experience because there is no one else like him. Like, there's photographers that get excited about their work. This man gets excited about you. Like, it's not about even what you're possibly doing. He's encouraging you to just be you, but in the most robust way. Like, it's the most robust. Like, let's just do it. And whatever it comes out to be, let's just do it.
Yeah. And like, I love it so much when he'll see something, he'll scream, freak out, take a picture, and he'll scream about that. Oh my God, this is the best photo I've ever seen in my life. He'll show, oh my God, it's the best. And then he'll while he's looking at that, you'll do something, pick your nose. He'll stop!
Yes.
Oh my God, why would you do it? I'm not ready. And then that next one, then he does it again. Oh my God, this is the best photo I've ever seen. Everything.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you're the toilet in the bathroom and you're picking your nose. If he takes a picture of it, it is the most amazing thing he's ever seen.
That is the good thing about it. Like, you can tell he actually is. He's very passionate about his job. It's like that, the Erykah Badu song. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Like, that's him. Like, it's literally like he doesn't really. It's not. But again, it's not about him.
It's not the fact that he's not amazed that he took the photo. He's amazed that you were able to facilitate him taking the photo.
Yes.
And then he's like, his mind is blown that he was able to. He's like, oh my God, look at you! Look at this photo we've created. This is the experience that we've created.
Like, it's his mind, like his mind to his eyes.
Yeah.
It's just.
I love it when I'll be taking my shirt off, and then he'll scream. He's like, how dare you do that? I'm not. Get back to where you were. Do it again. Like, how dare you?
Like, I was not ready.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, true,
like,
good.
I have no idea what I was
good
doing.
point.
Like, I have no idea.
And then he's right. Then it turns out to be a magazine cover. I'm like, he's always right. He's never wrong.
And this is why he was the photographer for who he was the photographer for.
Amen,
like,
amen.
This is exactly it, because he's so intuitive in that. Like, he's you don't even know what he's seeing. And that, I guess that was my issue, like, initially. Like, I loved Runway. I hated taking photos because I could not understand what they saw.
Okay.
So, I mean, I love shows like Law and Order and all of that. So again, you think about like child predators, and I kept thinking about photographers being creepy people. So you don't know what that vision is that they're seeing. So you could be doing anything.
Especially if they take a video and go,
Or they're not looking at it. They're just constantly clicking photos. And I was just like, oh my God, like, what, am I doing it right? Do I need to move more? Do I need to move less? And that was the encouraging part, being under him, that you actually got that feedback. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, keep that. Yeah, keep going. And so you were like, oh, okay. Then you're like, but for me, because I'm an overthinker, am I doing too much? Is it too little? Like, where am I going with this? And so, no,
I've got to, because every time I do a video, people don't believe me. No one believes me. They think it's. So now.
Why is there a dump truck though? Okay, at least they stopped.
The last thing like that is amazing is that like we even when we're not taking photos, he'll say something like, oh my God, this is oh my God, I wish I had my camera right now. Like, even when you're not taking pictures, his brain is like just all of a sudden you could be eating dinner at Chick-fil-A and he's like, oh my God, this right now, oh my God, I wish give me your phone. And he takes a picture. He's like, oh my God, we got it.
I think, so the last couple of years, I've been able to see him in a more casual spot, so I've got to bartend for him.
Oh my God, jealous.
So seeing him like in non-work mode has been a thing for me. Like, I invited him to a show, I think his first Fashion Week show, as a guest of mine. I was like, yeah, let's come. Like, why not? He's like, wait, they were like, wait. I was like, no, I don't want him to bring his camera. I want him to come and sit in the audience and be a person. Like, that's what I think we miss a lot of times, is that we don't understand that people are just people, and sometimes you just want to be. And so that's why
I love hanging out with you behind the scenes, because you actually, your personality is like on fire when you're actually, sitting, or not sitting, but like in your position, in your role, and you're like whatever is happening right now, I have the job to do, and like I could be bothering you for anything. I could be bothering you for anything. If it's not important right now, you literally like just get away from me. And the reason I like it is because I'm the same way.
But I'm in the zone.
Yeah, and that's why it's so cool to me. Is because I was like, I know that she's not saying it to me. It's the role, the position that she's
trying to get people to understand that. I'm like, it has nothing to do with you. Like, this is not like I'm not anything else. Like, I love the year that you did do the behind the scenes stuff, and my goddaughter was like, you want to take your mind off of something, and I was like, what are you talking about? And she just kept going, and I was like, what are you talking about? And she was just like, so I took your mind off, and I was like, yes, you did. And she just kept going.
Mind distraction.
A mind distraction?
Do you need one?
Do I need a mind
So,
distraction?
I already
How
know
would I get a mind
it's gonna be
distraction?
Natalie, because they in her
Something to
favor.
take your mind.
You know?
What would you give? Okay, I don't know. What would you say? What happened?
Like, so
I don't
she
know.
knocked her up.
What would be the mind distraction? I don't know.
This would be the mind distraction.
Oh, you talking to me? I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. What are you saying to me? You want a mind distraction? I was like, what? She kept going, and I was like, what are you
She goes,
doing?
you're like, what's the moment? She goes, this is the moment. You're like, what? Yeah, I'm taking your mind off right now. You're like, oh my God.
Get away from me.
That was so funny.
And since that moment, like
Oh my
literally every
God.
show, any event I do, I'm like, hey, do you want to come and be my assistant? Because that was something I needed. Like, I didn't know I needed that until I had it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
she's not, like, she knows I'm not going to tell her. I'm not going to tell her, like, you know, do some, and I don't think I've told, I hope I haven't told anyone, and if I have, I apologize for that. But I don't think I've told anyone, like, anything outrageous to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in the moment and you doing some crazy shit, and I'm probably, like, I've learned now to just sit and look versus respond.
Maybe if they suggested it, you might have confirmed it if you agreed.
Right.
Like, outrageous stuff is normal. If I told you right now, hey, can I twerk for you? You might be like, yeah, sure. But you're probably not going to tell me to twerk. That's outrageous.
Right.
But if I did it, if I said, do you mind? You'd be like, absolutely not.
What you
Yeah,
do? Like,
that's what I mean.
If
yeah.
is that what you need to be doing right now? Though might be the other question. Like, do you have something else that you need to be doing though? Like, is that the thing that you need to be doing at this moment?
Is that really important right
Is
now?
that important right now? Because I don't really understand. Like, so even like this evening,
Make it
I was
make
doing an
sense.
event, and the young lady's saying to me like what she wants, da da da. So the person that I'm working with was like, oh, well, my meter expires in an hour. I was like, stop talking. She's giving directions. Can we just wait? That you're parking. You knew you parked for an hour meter, and you knew we had a 4-hour event. So we're not going to talk about that right now. And she's like, the person I'm working for, she's like, what? I was like, nothing.
Nothing. What are you talking about?
And so she's like, well, you were saying something. I said, no, I wasn't saying anything to you. I want you to finish your statement. This can wait. And she was just like, are you sure? This can wait.
Absolutely.
So then the person was like, did it? I was like, but you knew. So when she leaves, I'm like, can we just let her get her thought out? Like, I understand where your thought was. Like, it was important. But you knew you parked in an hour slot when you came into this. Like, you knew you would be here for 3 hours, 4
Parking.
hours. Parking, your 1 hour meter. Like, you knew in
My
an
to-do
hour.
list is pretty full.
This is
My thought
like, I
list.
don't want your car to get towed. So yes, but let's finish that thought once she leaves, because we have 30 minutes in between to go move your car.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, I was like, yeah. So that wasn't the top. Top priority is knowing what we have to do.
Mm-hmm. Hindsight, it hurts. It hurts to realize, like, oh my God, you can't. Your foresight is not, large enough or whatever. Like hindsight being like, okay, hindsight being 20/20. People always say it later on when they didn't get a ticket and they didn't get towed. Oh my God, I shouldn't have been worried this whole time. Okay, well that's why I wasn't worried. You think this is my first rodeo?
But again, if you let the person complete their thought,
Yeah.
you can go take care of whatever you got to take care of. But the more that you talk, the less they get their point across. And so now it's taking longer.
The amount of time it took you to say that, you could have checked your car.
Right. So it's just wait. You know
Absolutely.
you have to do it. So
In fact, you know what? I'm gonna check this camera to make sure. So, now that intermission has passed.
yes.
Okay.
All right.
I would be in some serious trouble
Okay.
if I did not do my good job as a journalist / podcaster / model
Okay.
/
Human being. Okay.
human being.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Let's keep it there.
So,
right.
I'm in a group of of people that call themselves models,
Okay.
and you're not shy to the fact that everyone loves you.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
thank you.
You know that, right? And
From time to time. But
and
okay.
you're also not shy to the fact that you don't communicate much when it
I
comes
don't.
to like communication in like this in person, maybe
Yeah.
on the phone, absolutely. But I'm not talking about that. I'm saying communication of like I communicate too much. I press record, and then
Yeah, I don't share my thoughts a lot.
I damn near expect people to know what I said once it's out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the fact that you don't communicate in the way that I do is this is my chance.
Okay.
You're in my dimension. Welcome to the rooftop banter.
Okay.
This is my chance to tell you that I would love to hear what happened, how you decided, how you came to the realization that there was something that you were missing when it came to the thing that you used to do. I don't know if you want to talk about it specifically, but DC Fashion Week. Like that's where you and
That's
I.
where we met.
That's where we met in a manner of like, I would never expect you to be there for the rest of your life, but it wasn't like you made a whole video being like, hey guys, yada yada yada. So, this is a good chance because not only am I in charge of the production of this whole thing, so if you absolutely hate this whole question and you want to ignore it,
I am going to, it's a two-prong, so I don't want to address it completely.
Okay.
But what I will say is it was a huge part of my life. But at a certain point, things have to come to an end.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I think about things.
All good things must come to an end.
All good things must come to an end. And I think it just ran its course, honestly. Like, it wasn't, there were some things, but nothing that needs to go public or anything that those that know.
Okay.
And those that need to know will know and have known.
Okay.
Beyond that, I am actually okay with it. This coming weekend, in November, I'm doing my first show as a producer in probably a year and some change. It's not as much as I love fashion in itself, like, I am not a slave to fashion. Like, I don't need to do this to make myself happy.
Right.
Like, I'm a third generation Washingtonian. All my family is from here. So that was something that my grandmother said to me, which my grandmother is still alive, which is surprisingly enough. She will celebrate her 97th birthday on New Year's Eve.
Oh,
and
my
she wants
birthday's
us all
New
to
Year's
have.
Eve. Oh my God!
So it's up the street, so you can come.
Okay.
Up the street, actually.
Okay.
She lives right off of So
Okay.
we're having dinner for my grandmother on her birthday.
Oh my God!
Hopefully. If we all pull it together.
Amen.
Well, we pull it together. It's nothing about her. Like, I call my grandma the bionic woman. She has a triple bypass, a new hip, a new knee. Like, she's a completely different woman, other than the fact that she's as old as she is. She's completely new.
That's incredible.
That's the bionic woman, and then my granny Fanny.
Blessing. That's a blessing.
But that was the thing that she was like, every time I turn around, you're doing a fashion show. Every time I turn around, you're doing that. And so, legitimately,
Not me being fashionable. Sorry.
It turned into this thing where, you know, the thing happened, and I was like, okay. It stung, absolutely, but okay. What is for me will be for me.
Amen.
And it is what it is. Like, I'm not salty about it. I feel good. I'm at peace with it. Someone asked me to come out and help them produce a show. Has taken a minute, because I'm like, now I have to be concerned about someone else's feelings and someone else, whatever. I haven't had to be concerned about anyone else's feelings about my boss and my parents.
Amen.
In the last year.
That's a good
feeling.
So
that was a good feeling,
to
just be concerned about those individuals. Everyone else, I didn't have to worry about. Yes. And it's not even so much about tunnel vision. It was literally taking care of the things that need to be taken care of. So it's not about tunnel vision. It's not about, you know, things that are least important or more important. The reality is, it gave me the mental space and the emotional space to take care of what was truly important to me. And what's important to me is my own well-being and my family's well-being.
Amen. I love that. I am personally happy to see you doing something outside of that, because when I did anything that was ridiculous, I was doing it specifically because I was like, if anyone kicks me out, they're gonna ask me later on for the footage anyways. The event, so when I might do it, I was like, basically, I just gotta make sure that she likes it, because eventually, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be more friends with her than most people here, just based on that simple, like, off until I need you, you know? And I was like, that's cool.
Completely. That day, I completely forgot you were even recording me. Like, I had no idea.
I could tell.
I had no idea. I was just going about my business.
Yeah.
And then one time you showed up, and I was like, wait, what? Oh, this thing, it's still on me. Like, what was I doing? Like, oh, did I do anything crazy? I was like, well, if I did, clearly that was something that I made a conscious decision, probably at least 5 years, if not longer ago, was, let's make sure no one can say that I did something to them. I may have done something around them, but not to them. And I mean, there was times I was definitely a complete hell on wheels. I can absolutely say it. Yes, I was. I was very much so, like, I don't care what you say, who you are, whatever. You either hear it, or you take it, or you don't. Like, I don't care.
You love me, baby.
I don't care. I literally don't care. It's either again, I'm not telling someone to go jump off a bridge. I'm not telling you to do something I wouldn't do. Like, get your shit together.
Right. You were the gears that kept the show running.
Had to, you had to, and so
not one single, but you were like oiling all the gears throughout making.
It just was a nature. So to say that people didn't like me, But why didn't they like me? Like, you can't tell me why they didn't like me.
Because they were good at what you did.
They didn't like me because I told them no. No one likes hearing no. Like, that's the biggest thing, especially like with my mom and my dad, with having, you know, their diseases. That is the biggest thing that they teach you in therapy. You can't tell them no. No triggers them. So it's like, it's not even about like, you literally can't say no. Can we suggest, might I suggest you try it this way? And that's what taught me that, because I've been dealing with it with my parents for about 5 years, and I learned how to say, not to say no. So you have to learn, that's what triggers people.
Wow.
It's not that you said no, it's how you said no. You can't say no. You have to say, well, would you mind if we try it this way, or can I get back to you on that?
Yes, but.
It's a yes, but. And mind, or yes, and.
Yes, and.
It's a yes, and. And so that's what they tell you in improv. A little bit. Yes, and. How do you keep the story moving along? So it's the yes,
because
and.
you might be able to confirm their belief, which helps them to like de-escalate, and then you say like, and.
Right.
It's something, the complete opposite idea, and then
Exactly.
like, they go, oh, yeah, that's a good idea, and you're like,
right. And say, no, that doesn't work. So I know that was my thing.
Because then they're going to want to fight you, and
Yes.
they're always going to want to be right.
Well, why won't you do it my way? Okay, so it's like, all right, so it's not about not doing it your way. Okay, can we try? Can I at least present it to you? And if you don't like it, then fine, we'll go back to doing it your way. But can I present it to you this way? And if it doesn't work that way,
because it'll be in their head the whole time, thinking like, oh, I declined that offer, and that, well, I might have been better, maybe.
So it's literally that. So I had to learn it though, and that's the biggest thing now. Is really just figuring it out. And so now working for a CEO who literally travels every single week, 3 times a week, and I'm fully remote and talking to someone over Teams almost every day. She is an amazing woman, and I literally told her when I interviewed for the job is, even if I don't get it, I just want you to be my mentor, because I felt like her resume was that fly.
It's the best of relationships.
And so now working for her. Today she even says to me, well, I want to make your life easier. Wait a second.
Excuse me.
Wait a second.
What dimension is this?
But that's just it. Like I had to learn how not to be that way. Because I was so used to being like, I need to get my point across. I'm an only child. Like,
oh my God, I know that.
Yeah, I'm an only child.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. That makes so much sense. I never thought to ask you if you had siblings.
No, I'm an only child.
Wow. I have one older sister, but when she graduated and went to college, I felt like an only child. So I've had like little dips in my life where I was like, I'm basically an only child, you know? Now that she has 2 kids herself, I'm an only child. You know what I mean? I'm just the cool uncle.
Yeah.
But that's amazing, you're an only child. Oh my gosh, wow.
So I'm just used to being like, no, that doesn't work for me. And keep it going. That doesn't work for me.
Yeah, because you had no one to like bounce your ideas off of.
So it's my way. Like I'm gonna do it my way, and that's just how it has to go. And I had to learn that it's like, especially supporting people. Like supporting people was fun. Like I can absolutely being an only child. Like my mom, I did. Hey, that's what you want?
Yeah.
Well, just hey. I might not agree with it. Fine, I'll just do it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm still gonna try to do it my way. But having to talk it through turned different.
Wow.
Like it was one thing as a child growing up. Like it was like, okay, my mom said to do so and so. I'm gonna do it my way, and either I get in trouble for it or I don't. Like, all right, fine.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Nowadays they call it around and find out. But.
Yeah, and so I definitely found out a lot. I wasn't always in trouble, but I was definitely in trouble. But wow. it took me well into my 30s to be like, all right, is the fight worth it though? And so the last couple of years, it was like, okay. I learned the word okay. It was okay. Like, you don't have anything else to say? Huh. No. Okay. That's how you feel? Okay. Who am I battling with? If this is your if you're no, again, if I'm saying no is a whole sentence and you're telling me no, okay. Who am I to fight against your no?
Wow. Okay. Well, in the idea, in the theory of the fact that it's getting, I've acclimated.
I've literally, yeah.
But also, I don't want to keep too much of your time. I know that you are, a legend in the DC area, so
I am going to go have dinner and then take my ass in the house and work tomorrow from home again.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Rooftop Banter episode 10. It's a special episode 10.
Number 10.
I could not have you on until we were 10. Double digits. Double digits. Can you believe that?
5s are my lucky number. I like 5s.
Before we go, I just think it would be fun to say hi to the male model group chat.
Hi, male model group chat.
They love you. They all
I
love
miss you guys. So, I don't know. I don't even know how old I'm turning this year or next year.
21.
I wish. 21 times something. At any given point, you all have my number. My number has not changed. The number is still the same. The email has changed. However,
Can we convince you to post on your Instagram like with your face more?
we will try.
Okay.
We will again, like I work from home. Like this is the first day. My friend literally, I was working with one of my friends today, and she was like, "Oh, you actually like got dressed." I was like,
Oh.
I'm in hoodies and sweatpants and no makeup and literally I'm literally wearing hoodies. I'm on. Today, one of my coworkers was like, "I know it's fall, it's hoodie time," and because I will not get on camera. And today I got on the camera with like my hoodie's all the way down.
How about one selfie with a hoodie for me at some point in your life?
Let's make this commitment. Okay. Once a month, I will put up a photo. I'm gonna make that commitment right now.
I have it on video.
You have it on video. Once a month, I will put up. Instead of me putting up my quotes, I will actually say my quote. I will record my quote. I will record it verbally.
Oh my god. 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 Oh my god.
But I mean, it's just so. I don't take photos. I literally just don't take photos because I don't leave my house. I don't take photos.
Yeah.
I live in the moment. Like I'm not about
That's even better.
the photo, the thing. So I'm in the moment.
When you post those quotes, I can actually hear you saying it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, that would be cool if she said it. It doesn't have to be on your. Even on your story would be really cool. Like if you were to say the thing, because that's like, your tone of voice is what would bring your personality more. Yeah.
I thought about it. So there's things that I consider doing.
Okay.
But again, because I'm at home and I'm literally I don't talk. I don't think I even talk to anyone until 10:30 every day.
I'm gonna start calling you more often.
There you go. Like I don't talk to anyone, so I'm literally like, all right. So when I get on, I'm like, I literally run. My boss is like, can we talk now? I run to my kitchen. I get my hot tea, and I'm like, okay, take the hot tea.
Here we go. Let's get it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Otherwise,
I've been awake.
Talks to me. He's like, hello, how are you doing? My uncle calls me. He's like, are you still asleep? No, I haven't talked to you.
Oh my god.
But no, it's so different. Like I mean, I Monday through Thursday, I literally probably don't, other than being on Teams, I don't talk to anyone. So my energy level spikes from Friday to Sunday when I'm bartending. I'm helping out with events. Last weekend I was in. Where was I last weekend?
See, exactly. You stay busy, you feel nothing.
Where was I? I was judging the Miss Stafford County or Miss someone Commonwealth pageant. I was a judge. Like, so that is my new thing. Like, yes, now I'm a pageant judge.
Okay.
And so my next pageant is in January.
Much less walking.
And yes. In West Virginia, so I am a judge, and
That's awesome.
They're like, oh yeah, do you want to come too? Sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hours of sitting. It's 9 hours of sitting.
A lot of sitting.
But it's
much
rewarding.
less walking.
Lots less walking.
Less walking.
But it's horrible though. Like I put on heels to do a model call, and I was like, oh my god, my body. I need to be on heels. So I purposely I'm trying to wear heels because I haven't done it. Like I'm in my Crocs.
So even though you're sitting, you just have to wear heels still.
I have to because my body. So I went to a podiatrist, and I was like, "Oh, my feet, my hips are hurting." And he was like, "Well, what are you wearing?" I was like, "Crocs." He was like, "Stop." It's like your arch is so high, your body. It's like, what did you use to? So I'm showing him my shoes. He was like, "Ma'am, your body is literally acting up because you have literally stopped doing all the things that you did."
Oh my god. Okay. Wow.
So
your body's like, "Hey, what are we doing?"
Yes, my body is like, "No, ma'am."
Your body's like, "Hey, quit."
So I try to bartend in heels. I try to make sure anything else that I do, I'm wearing heels because otherwise my body is literally like, you are not supposed to be sitting all day. You're supposed to be whatever. And because I'm not in the office, when I was in the office, I was wearing my heels. I was walking around. I'm at home legitimately all day, every day. Like, other than my weekends when I'm going out.
More time for Instagram.
Like I said, I will make this commitment right now.
Once a month.
Woo! There will be a face and a quote of hearing my voice.
Wow.
Once a month.
Holy shit.
Once a month. I will do it once a month.
Holy smokers.
And then it might turn into a thing, but we're gonna do once a month.
I'm ready for it. You heard it here first. All right, well, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, guys. See you next time. This is usually where Amani and I say, if you saw it, we saw it too, and we're probably gonna talk about it. But that doesn't really, if you, obviously.
Well, no, they saw it.
Yeah.
We were talking about it.
Yeah, good point, yeah. If you guys saw it, you did.
We
saw it, we did. So we're definitely going to talk about it. Because it's April. Of course you've seen April.
gonna talk about it. I'm gonna try. It's getting colder, so maybe I won't be out like much more the rest of this year because it's cold and I don't do
Well, this is cold.
But-
This is cold. I was like, dude, we can't do it inside because I don't know what to do it inside. But luckily,
No, I mean, no, this is not bad. I'm just saying.
yeah, you look
I'm
good,
not
and we're outside.
I don't really do. I don't do
This
cold very well.
this
is actually
fit
pretty cool.
this fit is fire.
This is called, my coat was actually in the wash. This is not the coat I would have worn today because I washed my coats after this weekend and hospital. I have a weird thing about hospitals, and I was just like, And I sat around the hospital for a couple days, and I was like,
Good
I'm
point.
gonna take that and wash it.
Good point.
So it wasn't until today I was like, oh shit, I did not put it in the dryer. It was still in the washer all week because again, I don't leave my house.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, my washer literally the light was blinking. I was like, why is the light blinking? It's like, okay. So I go to put the clothes in the dryer, and I was like, oh, that's where your coat is. Well, let's figure out another coat. So luckily I have more than one coat.
Well, fortunately, it works out. It worked out.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
So what is it again? What's the tagline?
If you saw it, we saw
saw
it,
it.
and we're probably gonna talk about it.
Probably gonna talk about it. See you soon.
Peace out.